Hello, ChessMood family. Today White Monday continues, and I continue to analyze our ChessMood family members' games. So one of our members, Anan, sent me a game which I will analyze and stop on important moments. First of all, brother, in the opening you played King's Indian, but after e4 you did a6 move. It's a very passive move. So in chess there is overall rule in the opening: play for center. Well, there are many rules. One of rules, play for center. With playing King's Indian, we are giving our opponent the strong center. However, the idea of King's Indian is that after castle, our next move we are playing e5 or c5 and immediately attacking center of our opponent. And let's say white play bishop e2, c5, d5, it still continued to crush the center, attack it. Or if we play with e5, d5, then often knight is going somewhere, and knight d7, f5 is coming, or knight s6, knight c5, then f5. So King's Indian, why we are playing King's Indian, giving our opponent the center, because soon we are going to attack him. With e6 it's very passive, especially with next move c6. So King's Indian is fine, later you can learn it, but better to play with castle and e5 and c5. So rather this is about opening. I will go to this position. You got here. Well, in the game you played here bishop f3 move, bishop f3, bishop f3, bishop f8. Bishop f3, this is not a good move. So here I will stop on this moment, it's very important, and explain what is going on here. First of all, if we begin to think in such positions, what we should consider is there any tactics immediately? If we find, okay, there is not any tactics immediately, how we think? We are thinking how to bring our pieces to better positions. So we have knight f4, which is placed very well. We have very well placed bishop on g4, it's good. Our rook on h8, he didn't move from his place, but he's playing. He's developed, because somewhere he may play h4, as we will see. There is three pieces that is not playing right now. First is our bishop on g7. So what we can think, okay, what we will do this bishop, somewhere he may play bishop f6 and help our h8 rook to go h4 and to start attack on a king on f1, because after h4, h3 will be. Our another two pieces, first is knight on d7. So let's see where we can bring our knight. It's coming to my knight c5 move. Knight c5, with knight c5 we attack on e4, and from c5 he can also come to e6. But when we see knight c5, knight e6, we see that d6 will hang, because he can take on d6. So what we can do, we can just play rook d8, and then knight c5, knight e6. For example, this is how we think. Okay, bishop g3. Later, let's think about pawn structure. We can notice that we have, while our opponent has just two islands, so yeah, it's this one island and another island. Our opponent has two islands, and what we have three islands. One island, second island, this is second island, and third island. So a7 pawn is not weak right now. h5 pawn is not weak right now. But let's imagine we take all of the pieces right now and let him some rook endgame. Oops. Now we can notice that h5 pawn is already weak. So king can play king e1, king e2, rook h2, rook h1, and now h5 pawn is weak. We can lose it. What about a7 pawn? It also can be weak. After rook h3, rook a3, like example I show just examples, rook a3 again, it may be weak. While where there are lots of pieces right now, our pawns are not weak. So where I am coming? changing some pieces is not our favor, it's our opponent's favor. Also, when we know that h5 pawn, it can become in the endgames. Right now, why he's not weak? Because we have very strong bishop on g4. So now we see bishop f3 is bad because of, first of all, we are giving our very strong bishop on g4. Second, after bishop f3, we are changing a piece, which is not good for us. Third, after bishop f3, we are giving our opponent two bishops. Again, not good for us. So let's think what we can do instead of that. The good moves, despite of rook d8, as I offer with idea, just rook d8, knight c5, knight d6 maybe, or knight d4, will hang, yeah? So after rook d8 or knight c5, suddenly our two pieces begin to play, also bishop f6 will come. The best move here is knight d2. What is it? First, knight on f4 is placed very well. However, we are transforming our advantage. From where we are transforming our advantage with knight e2 move. With knight e2, now white cannot take knight e2 because e4 pawn he will lose. So queen should take. But now we can see, so there is pin. Our bishop on g4 becomes even stronger. He has not any opponent now. After knight e2, queen e2, let's say we play bishop f6. Because of this pin, our next move is going to be h4. And he cannot take the pawn, let's say rook d1, h4, bishop h4 he cannot, because after bishop h4 he is just losing a piece, he cannot take because of queen. You see the strength of our bishop on g4. So what I did, knight e2, queen e2, bishop f6. h4 is coming now, and our bishop on f6 begin to play, while from g7 he was not doing anything. What to do for white? Let's say white play bishop h4, not letting us to play h4. Bishop h4, what we do? We can take it, rook h4, and queen f6. Now we want to take f3, and h4 is hanging. So since white should back his rook h2 or h1, no matter where, we play h4. Next move, h3 is coming. So you see what's unpleasant pin here is for white, how strong is this bishop after knight e2, queen e2, and bishop f6. So instead of that, bishop g3, we are giving our very strong bishop, and after bishop f3, not just two bishops, our h5 pawn becoming weak. So this is an important moment. It's not just a bad move here, bishop f3. Just here, Anan, I hope now you learn how the way of thinking. So to bring your pieces to better positions, to think about what is your best pieces, what is opponent's bad pieces, and get some plan. So bishop f3, bishop f3, bishop f8, how you played, it's not any plan here, but instead of that, let's look, knight e2, queen e2, bishop f6, we have plan. We want to play h4, h3, and begin to attack our opponent's king. Or, let's say you didn't take knight e2, you played knight c5, this is plan. You are attacking on e4, knight after rook d8, knight will come to e6 or d4, this is plan. Bishop f6. So what we learn here, always we should have plan, and always we should remember to think what are our best pieces, what are our opponent's worst pieces, how we can bring our opponents better positions, how we can change our bad pieces to opponents better pieces, or how we can avoid to let opponent change our best pieces. So let's go on the next moment where I want to stop. Here you are getting some problems. King e7, and our opponent could play rook d3 and putting pressure here, and seems you are losing some material. However, your opponent is playing knight d6 and you are playing king d6. However, you had a strong move here after knight d6, queen b1 check, king e2, then queen b2 check. And later you can give him checks so much until he's tired and offer you a draw, or you can take d6. What is here to remember? Always we should be careful with checks. especially when when our opponent kings is open, because very often checks are getting us lots of things. Sometimes we will gain material, sometimes it will be check, 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 and checkmate. So be careful with checks. In the game was king d6, bishop d7. Again, rook d7, you could check on b1, rook d7, queen a6, king e7, queen a3, king g1. Now in the game was queen g4, f5. You want to play rook g7, it's good. Queen f8, you are attacking there on g2, and your opponent is giving you preparatial check, and it's draw. However, after king g1, we can notice that his king is very weak, and with rook d1 and king h2, queen b1, suddenly he has no way to survive. Checkmate is coming. Our king, it looks like open, but the only check he can give is from a6. But after king e7, our king is running to f6 to g7 from wherever it checks. No matter it's queen a7, queen b6, or queen a3, no difference. Just king is going to g6, and with rook h check, you were winning. So that's all. And the important here is when you play opening, just remember you are fighting for center. Later in video course that I'm preparing, I will share with you opening with openings, so you will not suffer what to play in the openings. But right now, just remember, don't give up the center very easily. And think about this position, the concept I told, good pieces, bad pieces, plans, how to bring our pieces to better positions. Just thinking about this during the game, you will see how it will help you in future. So that's all. Take care. If you have any question, let me know.